War Thunder is a fascinating game that has been around for almost 10 years, and during this exceptional lifespan almost 2,000 vehicles have been added. Now, since War Thunder is a free-to-play game, almost all of those are available for free, for everybody signing up to War Thunder. From the smallest tank to outright giants on tracks, from the earliest biplanes to 1970s 4th gen fighters like the F-14 Tomcat, and boats. Honestly, I have no interest in boats at all, but they exist. But make sure to stay till the end of the video to learn more about a fellow content creator's desperate attempt to secure himself one of the rarest vehicles in the entire game. Now back to the topic of this video. During those 10 years there have been countless events and sales, during which special vehicles were obtainable for either in-game actions or premium currency like Golden Eagles. A lot of those vehicles can be found on the in-game marketplace, and some of them reappear for either purchase or grinding during special events. Now, despite this, there are some vehicles that in all the time since their removal from the game have never resurfaced, and they are therefore completely impossible to obtain by any means. Well, there's probably people selling their old accounts, but since this breaks the terms of service for War Thunder, we will not count it as an available option. This video aims to show you exactly those vehicles, when they appeared, when they disappeared, and for some of them, even why they disappeared. Starting off with number 5. The Flakpanzer 341. Now, some of the German SPAs have always been very controversial, like the Osman II, which to my knowledge never existed. And the same goes for the Flakpanzer 341, or as it's usually called, the Coelian. It entered the game in update 1.43, that is October of 2014, back when updates didn't get special names like they do today. And it was removed in September of 2019 with update 1.91 Night Vision. During those almost 5 years, everyone who had access to it retains that access and keeps the vehicle. Everyone else is just unlucky because you will probably never get your hands on this one, as the developers have said multiple times that they don't plan on reintroducing it. Next up, number 4. This is the Panther II. It came around 5 months earlier than the Coelian, but was removed at the same time as the aforementioned SPA. It boasts the same gun as the mighty King Tiger, just on a reinforced Panther chassis with a redesigned turret. It's also one of the earliest uses of night vision in the German tech tree. Funny enough, it was removed from the game. In the update it introduced night vision mechanics. Oh, and did I mention that it finally fixed the horrible reverse speed of its older brothers? Coming in at number 3, we have the XP-38G. It was introduced all the way back in the open beta of the game around the end of 2012 and has been removed with the update Raining Fire in September of 2020, which means it was available for almost 8 years. Now, since its removal, War Thunder has gained quite a lot of new players, so there's a good portion of the player base that never had the chance to get their hands on this beautiful aircraft. In the same update it was removed, it was replaced by the still available YP-38, although the XP-38 is quite a bit better in terms of flight performance. I've been also told that this aircraft was removed due to just never existing in the form and shape that is represented in the game. Our next entry is number 2. What we have here is the Tiger II 10.5cm KWK. Which is just a regular Tiger II with a powerful 105mm gun and an upgraded engine. It was introduced together with the Panther II we talked about earlier and was removed at the same time as all the other German Wunderwaffe dreams during the update 1.91 Night Vision. The removal was most likely due to this proposed tank never making it into production and the fact that it is impossible to just mount a 105mm cannon to a Tiger II turret. By the way, this absolute monstrosity weighs more than most modern MBTs, coming in at a whopping 70.5 tons. Like all the other hidden German vehicles we have discussed in this list, it is very unlikely to ever be reintroduced into the game. Now, before we head on to number 1, there are some honorary mentions here. The German P-47D, which was removed and replaced by the more historically accurate P-47D-16RE, the TO2, which was only obtainable in the closed beta for airplanes back in 2013, more than half a dozen versions of the SM-79 that were located in the German tech tree but moved to the Italian one upon its introduction. Some of them even were removed due to redundancy. And last but not least, the Key 10-2C, an upgraded version of the currently available Key 10-2 that was only available in the open beta test of the game. Now, finally, for the number 1 spot I picked something slightly different. There actually is a way to procure the tank that made it to the top of this list, although it is extremely difficult and expensive to do. Let me introduce you to the E100, an absolute behemoth of a tank, coming in at a weight of 150 tons. That is more than 2 of the 105mm Tigers. This bad boy was introduced in update 1.53 Firestorm back in November of 2015. Despite being obtainable from 3 separate events over the course of 3 years, only very few people got their hands on this tank. It is basically a rounded and sleeker version of the famous Panzerkampfwagen 8 Maus. Now I said earlier that this tank is technically still obtainable. That is because you could buy it off the Gaijin marketplace. That just makes two problems arise. First of all, the extremely high price tag. The last time an E100 switched owners, it did so for almost 2000 Gaijin coin, which is equal to about $2,000. Just in case you are wondering why the amount is specifically 2000 Gaijin coin, this is actually due to a limitation of the market, as all offers are limited to a maximum of 2000 coins. I'm pretty sure that without this limitation the price would be quite a bit higher. And second of all, even if cash is no problem for you, you will run into problems finding someone who sells this rarity. The last time this has happened is now years ago, and a fellow content creator by the name of DK96 has been desperately searching for one for months now. He even got a buy offer up in marketplace for 2000 Gaijin coin, yet there is a good chance that he will never get his hands on one. Even the developers themselves are hesitant with giving out test drives of the E100 to people enrolled in their content creator program. I know for sure that they wouldn't give me one. The E100 is just so rare that even fellow YouTubers like Zoltan can't get them from Gaijin, which makes me wonder, would they give one to Fly Daily if he didn't already possess one and asked for it? To be fair, he is the biggest War Thunder content creator out there and has been for years. But despite all this, not all hope is lost. It has been said that Tom, a former content creator and one of Gaijin's employees, still has two E100s sitting in his inventory. Although there is no way for us to confirm this, the possibility is real, and maybe one day they will find new loving owners. Until then, we can only dream. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please subscribe and like the video. And in case you want to support me as a creator, become a channel member by clicking the join button below. It is not expensive and it helps me out a ton. Now, just make sure to check out my other videos here.